What if the secret to luxury real estate has nothing to do with real estate? No secret scripts, no killer closing techniques, no magic marketing funnel. What if the thing that built my career, over $400 million in production, started with me doing a favor for a friend? Before I got into real estate, I lived in Japan for a while. And even after I moved back to Hawaii and got my real estate license, I stayed in touch with my friends there. One day, one of my buddies from Japan calls me up and says, "Hey, I have an acquaintance coming down to Hawaii. Please take care of him." I said, "Sure, yeah. You know what? Anything for you, man. Just let me know. No worries about it." So, this guy comes to Hawaii, and all I really knew how to do at the time was surf. So, I asked him if he wanted to learn how to surf, and he was into it. So we started surfing together. I'm teaching him, showing him around the island. Took him to my house. We barbecued. And the next time he came to Hawaii, he came with his family. And I met his kids. And we did all kinds of activities together. Beach days, hikes, just regular life. I had no idea that he was that wealthy. I wasn't pitching to him. I wasn't selling him anything. I was just doing a favor for a friend and showing this guy a good time. During our natural course of conversation, he asked what I did. And I told him that I was a real estate agent. After a while of, us hanging out, meeting and whatnot, he decided to buy a small property, about $49,000. And looking back, I realize now that he was kind of testing me. He wanted to see how I treated him on a $49,000 deal before he trusted me with anything bigger. And I treated it like it was a $5 million deal because that's all I knew how to do. I genuinely cared about making sure that he was taken care of. The next deal, $1.3 million, a significant jump. And then he started introducing me to people. And those people introduced me to more people. And those people introduced me to even more people. And he continued to introduce me to more people. That single relationship, a favor for a friend, turned into a $23 million chain of referrals. From just $49,000 to $23 million. Not because I pitched him, not because I had the best marketing, because I showed up as a real person, gave genuine care, and let the relationship develop naturally. That experience is what became the foundation of everything I teach today. I call it the Settai Method. Settai is a Japanese word. The two characters literally translate to connecting through hospitality. But no single English word captures what it really means. It's not just being hospitable. It's not just entertaining someone. It's about creating a genuine connection that makes people want to be around you, want to do business with you, want to refer you. Not because you asked them to, but because of how you made them feel. It's attraction over pursuit. You don't chase luxury clients. You become the kind of person they're drawn to. And I know what some of you are thinking. That sounds great, Lauren, but I don't have time to surf with clients all day. And that's not what I'm saying. The Settai Method isn't about surfing or barbecues. It's about the principle underneath all of that. Genuine interest in people, honest communication, and caring more about the person than the commission. Now, let me give you an example. I had clients who were looking at property in Hawaii. Beachfront, beautiful. And the price was incredibly cheap for what it was. On the surface, it looked like a no-brainer. But here's what they didn't know about the property. It was a leasehold property, and the lease was about to expire. I happen to know the attorney who represents the fee holders, and they confirmed that they were not going to be renewing that leasehold interest. They were actually going to recapture the interest. So these buyers would be paying a lot of money for a leasehold interest that lasts just a few years and paying the maintenance fee while essentially being on a month-to-month agreement. And once you're on that month-to-month agreement, and if the fee holders decide to tell you to get out within 45 days, well, you got no choice. You're done. So I told them straight up, as cool as this property looks, this is probably not a good idea. Here's why. And I walked them through all of it. Now, most agents probably wouldn't do that. Most agents would see a commission check and figure that, that's the client's problem to sort it out later. But that's not how I operate. And you know what happened? Thankfully, they did not buy that property. But They trusted me completely from that point forward because I proved that I care more about protecting them than making a sale. And that trust turned into more business, more referrals, and a relationship that's still going today. That's the Settai Method in action. It's not a sales strategy, it's a trust strategy. Now let me give you something you can use today. This is the single biggest shift I see agents need to make, and it costs nothing. Stop pitching. Start asking questions. When someone asks, "How's the market?" what do most agents do? They go into full-blown presentation mode. "Oh, it's great. Well, let me tell you about my sales volume. Let me tell you about my awards. Let me tell you about the most expensive listings that I have." And the person who asked that question immediately regrets bringing it up. They didn't want to pitch. They wanted a conversation. So here's what I do instead. I ask questions. I get genuinely curious about them. What are you interested in? Why are you looking? What kind of lifestyle do you want to have? Or what do you want your lifestyle to look like? How many people are going to be using the property? How often are you going to use it? Are you going to live in it? What's the most important thing to you? I recently closed a $10 million deal because of this exact approach. The buyer was referred to me by a mutual friend, and he was also referred to another agent by his banker. When we first spoke, his initial budget was around $8 million. He was also interviewing that other agent that the banker referred him to. Great agent, he's done a ton of deals, very accomplished, but here's the difference. When that agent was being interviewed, he immediately started pitching once he heard the price point, showing him the most expensive properties, telling him what he should buy. You should do this. You should look at this. Meanwhile, I'm asking questions. I found out that he was traveling with his extended family and he needed a large space that could accommodate everyone. I found out that he had a bad experience with a single family home in the mainland and he wants to avoid that. I also asked about his lifestyle, how he wanted to use the property, what mattered most to him beyond the price tag. Ultimately, he chose me. Not because I had better listings, not because I had more experience than the other agent, because I took the time to understand him before I tried to sell him anything. That's the difference between pitching and connecting. One makes you a salesman, the other makes you a trusted advisor. And in luxury real estate, trusted advisors win every single time. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, that's great for Hawaii, but my market is different. Trust me, I've heard that before. As a matter of fact, I used to say the same thing. But here's the truth. The Settai Method works everywhere because it's not a real estate strategy. It's a human strategy. People in Vancouver respond to genuine care the same way people in Tokyo do, the same way people in New York do, the same way people in Wisconsin, Florida, Texas, and California do. Because this isn't about geography. It's about human nature. Everyone wants to feel heard. Everyone wants to feel like their interests are being protected. Everyone wants to work with someone who asks what they need instead of telling them what to buy. I've worked with clients from Japan, China, Korea, France, and all across the United States. Different cultures, different backgrounds, different expectations. And they all respond to the same thing: genuine care and honest communication. And here's what most agents miss about this approach. It doesn't just feel good. It compounds. Think of it like the penny analogy. If you start with 1 cent and double it every day, you would hit $1 million in about 27 days. 1 cent, doubling. That's what the Settai Method does with relationships. That guy I taught to surf, one relationship, $49,000, that turned into a $1.3 million transaction, which then turned into referrals. And those referrals turned into more referrals. $23 million from one favor for a friend. Every phone call you make with zero agenda, every honest conversation where you protect someone instead of selling them, every time you ask a question instead of giving a pitch, those are tiny deposits. And they compound over time in ways you cannot predict and cannot manufacture. You can't fake this. You can't hack it, and you can't shortcut it. But if you do it consistently, It will build your business in ways that no ad, no script, no closing technique ever will. To this day, I still call my clients, not to pitch them, not to post on Instagram about how cool I am. I just pick up the phone. Hey, how's it going? How's the family? What's new with you? When are you coming to Hawaii? By the way, I'm heading to your neck of the woods. Are you going to be around? Those conversations don't seem significant in the moment, but those tiny deposits are what built my entire career. If you're the kind of agent who's willing to put the relationship first, who's willing to ask questions instead of pitch, who's willing to play the long game, book a free luxury positioning audit. My team and I will personally look at your business and show you where the gaps are. And I promise you, it won't be a pitch. It'll be a conversation. Link is in the description. Subscribe to this channel for more tips on how to position yourself in the luxury market. And if you want free resources and a community of agents who are actually building their businesses the right way, join our free school community. Link is also in the description. I'll see you there.